Hi, I have a question for the internet, and after I ask, I'm going to explain why. Is it possible to call somebody and make it that your number appears like some other number on the caller ID? The reason I'm asking this is because earlier tonight, this is January 19th, 5 to 11, while I'm recording this, earlier tonight, just like not even an hour ago, the phone rang. So I'm thinking, why is the phone ringing at this hour? I go to answer it, and this guy sounds like he's like from India, somewhere in the Middle East. I don't know. He just from one of those areas. Still comprehensible, but obvious accent. He called and he's asking, not asking, he's telling me like, apparently my daughter kicked his dog and the dog needs an operation, and he starts trying to, tell me off about that. So I start telling him, like, sir, you have the wrong number. I don't have a daughter. Like, I don't have children, period. But I'm just telling him, sir, I do not have a daughter. You have the wrong number. And every time I would tell him this, he would cut me off and say, no, you shut up. You're dumb, worst version of crap. Sorry, I don't like swearing. He called me a word that rhymes with itch more than once. And I kept trying to cut him off and saying, sir, you have the wrong number. I do not have a daughter. My roommate does not have a daughter. And he kept cutting me off and swearing at me and yelling at me. And at a certain point, he threatens to call the police. And I'm like, what if... He was really freaking me out. So I hang up after a bit. I couldn't dig it anymore. And the thing is, the caller ID that we have is on the answering machine. I don't know how to check it because you have to check it after the call is over. And I didn't know how to check it. I never had cause to ask my roommate how. So I tried doing star 69. And it said, the last number that called you is unknown. Okay. But I was still freaking out. And I was looking at the buttons. I was like, how does this thing work? So I was still too panicky to figure anything out. I didn't want to call 911 because it wasn't exactly an emergency. I was kind of like looking for reassurance more than anything. So I looked through the phone book and I found like kind of the local number, the non-emergency police number, and I explained everything to the officer that answered. And he says, unfortunately, without the number, there's not much they can do. But that if the calls don't persist, don't worry about it. But if the calls continue, then I should definitely call the police again, and they can look into it. So after I hung up, I needed to cry for a bit, clinical depression. So then I went back out and I looked on the answering machine and I was able to figure out, okay, this is how you check the callers. And I checked the last caller. It said 10:22 p.m. January 19th, and I dialed it, and a woman answers, and she doesn't sound like she has a Middle Eastern accent. She sounds like she's from here. So I talked to her and I explained, calmly what had happened, why I was calling. And she said that could not have come from her number. She's sorry for what happened, but it could not have come from her number. So I said, okay, well, thank you, and hung up. So that's why I'm asking. I mean, I tried Googling it, but pretty much all I could find was stuff like other people asking the question and not getting full responses. So I'm hoping if I put it to YouTube, maybe I'll be able to get some answers about it. So, yeah. Is it possible to phone somebody and make your number look like something else? And is it possible to trace these people who made their number appear as something else? Although I'm guessing that probably is the case that he disguised his number, but if that's the case, then I was probably just pranked, and that he wasn't serious about anything he said. He just wanted to make somebody feel freaked out or